Mark Bednar, former communications director for Speaker Kevin McCarthy, joins me now. And Mark, is that the key takeaway for Republicans heading into the midterms? Run with Trump and you will win. Run against him or run away from him and you'll lose.
Well, good morning, Todd. I think that's absolutely right. So there's a couple of takeaways from last night's race going into 2026. So President Trump is the most dynamic political leader we've seen in our lifetime. And as such, he built a coalition and expanded the Republican Party in ways that no one even ever thought possible. So it's going to be incumbent upon every candidate, every member of Congress, every senator that's a Republican to go out and engage those voters and work to keep that coalition together, because it's not going to happen by itself.
What else?
Secondarily,
yes, please, I apologize.
All good. Secondarily, Democratic candidates in this instance was uniquely bad. It's not going to be the case in every House race or Senate race that the Democrat is going to admit that they hate the city that they're running in. So Republicans need to have a proactive message to say how they're going to fight with the president, not just to be against Democrats who are currently challenging them.
Understood. Apologize for jumping in on you there on your pause. What can we take away from this win a little bit more broadly by Republicans in the sense that can we say, look, we know what the midterms are going to be now because of this, or do we really just need to treat this as, in reality, what it was? A special election, they're notably weird, and a special election in between Thanksgiving and Christmas in December of all months.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you point that out. So less than a week after Thanksgiving, every day after Thanksgiving kind of has a theme. We had Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, and this is for Republicans, a win is a win Wednesday. So this is the fact that the Speaker now has an extra seat in the majority to work with for the rest of this Congress. That's important, but it's a good reminder. So there are 13 House seats that are currently held by Democrats that President Trump won, and only 3 that are held by Republicans that Kamala won. So mathematically, going into the midterms, that's actually super helpful for Republicans, but it's a really crucial reminder. Every race is going to be a knife fight. Every dollar raised is going to matter, and having a positive message about, what Republicans are going to do to address, all the problems facing our country and how they're going to continue to accentuate all the positive wins that the president has, fought so hard for. That's going to be really important going into the midterms throughout the course of this next year.
I think you mentioned a very key point on the money front. President Trump congratulating Van Epps and mentioning the money. Quote, congratulations to Matt Van Epps on his big congressional win in the great state of Tennessee. The radical left Democrats threw everything at him, including millions of dollars. Another great night for the Republican Party. I think it underscores, even in these races that they quite frankly have no chance of winning, the Democrats are going to spend money. That said, they're going to have to find the money because notably they kind of ran the coffers dry following the Kamala Harris failed attempt at the presidency. Before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on this. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz promising to arrest anyone convicted or connected to fraud while welcoming an investigation into claims that tax dollars went to terrorists. All this as DHS Secretary Kristi Noem calls him out over his failed leadership, and it was quite a soundbite. Listen.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back.
Kristi Noem really presents quite a choice there, Mark. Idiot, purposeful, or both? Which is it?
It really could be both. But no matter what, it's a good reminder to Republican voters going into the midterms. This is why it's so important that President Trump and J.D. Vance won the White House and you didn't have Tim Walz as the sitting vice president, but also that you have a Republican majority under oversight chair James Comer, who's actually able to go out and investigate this, get to the bottom of this, and see where those dollars went, see what actually transpired here. So without either of those wins, Tim Walz would be much more empowered today. So this is a really important development, and it's really a good reminder for voters going forward, too.
The decision by Kamala Harris to pick Tim Walz over Josh Shapiro is going to go down as one of the most heavily scrutinized decisions, I think, in political history. It was quite a choice. It did not pay off for her. Mark Bednar,
did not.
Thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd.